Hello, beautiful people. I'm Ayda. Welcome to Unconventional Counseling. It's so good to have you here. If you are part of the tribe and you've been here before, welcome back. Welcome back. It's good to see you. And if you're brand new and you're wondering what this is about, welcome. We're gonna find out. I got a message for y'all. So, there is a full moon in Aquarius on August 11th or 12th, depending on your time zone. And this full moon is bringing in so much energy. It's transiting Saturn in Aquarius. So the full moon is going to be at 19 degrees and the Saturn in Aquarius is going to be at 22 degrees. They're just 3 degrees apart from each other. So with the full moon's entire transit through Aquarius, it's going to be passing over Saturn, who I like to call Daddy Saturn. So this is why I'm wearing my daddy cap. This is why I'm wearing a blush pink tracksuit, just to call in some softness, but also some firmness, because we got some things to talk about. So we recently had a conjunction in Taurus with the North Node, Mars, and Uranus, who's been hanging out in Taurus and is gonna be in Taurus for about 8 years. And Uranus and Taurus don't love each other. They don't. Uranus is actually really reminiscent of Aquarian energy. It loves to shake things up. It's a revolutionary. It wants to break shit. It wants to do things in a new way. And then we have Taurus, who wants to go all slow and steady, like, the tortoise and the hare, and win the race in their own way. These energies conflict, and these energies actually square one another. So we have a square going on between the Aquarius energy, the moon and Saturn, with the Taurus energy, the North Node, Mars, and Uranus. We're also having the Aquarian energy oppose the Leo energy. So it's happening real big, everything that we're feeling it in our whole bodies, we're seeing it in our lives, and then the Leo energy is also squaring this Taurus energy. So, the imagery that I have for you. You ready? Imagine a grandma, an elderly woman with a big ass pocketbook. And in this pocketbook, she picks up everything she thinks she's gonna need just in her day to day. And if not for her, for somebody else. So that means when she goes to the restaurant, she gets a ketchup packet and a wet wipe. When she goes to the restroom, she gets some of that good Kleenex and she puts it away for next time. Or if someone around her has a runny nose. She walks out the store and she finds change on the ground and she puts it in her pocketbook too. She is squirreling away resources for another time, whether for herself or for a community member that she will pass along her way and she will greet within her day. Now, one day, Granny has this sudden realization that what she has always desired, for the purposes of this example, is to be like an embroiderer. She wants to embroider scarves, she wants to embroider handkerchiefs, she wants to embroider people's names onto towels. This is her dream. She wants to create something so niche, but for the longest time she felt that she wouldn't make enough money, she wouldn't be able to sustain herself. It wasn't practical because of how creative it was and how niche it is. However, one day when she realizes, you know what? It's the time. It's really what I want to do. I'm not getting any younger. Here I go. She also realizes that all of the people that she thought she wouldn't have before, all the clientele, the possible clientele, they are going to be the people that she helped all along the way. They're the people she gave them Kleenexes to when their noses were running. They're the people that she gave some change to when she had a little bit for them to get on the bus. They're the people that she was supportive of and she freely gave to in all of these different iterations of circumstances of their need. And they are going to be the people, or at least some of the people, who are going to support her when she steps out in this new way, doing the thing that she wants to do. People love to support you when you've supported them before, and you've supported with your whole heart, and you've given with your whole heart. They love it. They love it when you're doing the next thing. The people who really appreciate and value you, and really appreciate and value what you're trying to create. They just will. They'll find you, they'll follow you, they'll be loyal to you, they'll provide for you, they'll support you, just the same ways that they feel that you have done so for them. All right. So with these squares going on, she has this sudden realization, right? That's Uranus in Taurus, Mars in Taurus. It has to happen right now. North Node in Taurus is covering this energy of, you know what? Actually, I'm going to be provided for, because all that Aquarian energy I have given to my community time and time and time again. I've invested in my community and they're going to invest in me. And so for her to do this in a Leo way, she has to take that pocketbook and she has to dump all the contents on the ground, because she needs to find out, does she have scraps of fabric for this to begin this endeavor? Does she have needles, the sewing kit that she needs? Does she have spools of thread of different colors, different thickness, different textures, so that she can create the beta line, the very first line of, I don't know, Ernestine's embroidery? I was like, I don't know who she is, but this is the energy that I was picking up. This is the vision that Spirit gave to me. This is the metaphor that I channeled. And it's so gorgeous to me. This is what's happening within the collective around this energy. This is one of the possibilities, because Uranus and Taurus kind of does what the fuck they want. And if this is an energy that resonates with you, let's continue. So, practically, in the 3D, you may be feeling a lot of pressure financially right now. You may be feeling like you can't make ends meet. You may be wondering what's going on and why it feels so hard right now. And this is something that's also happening to me. You know, we're all a part of the collective, so we tend to experience things at a similar time or in similar ways, whether directly in our own pocketbook that's straining and struggling, or whether indirectly, you know, let's say we work with others, our coworkers or our clientele are starting to struggle in this way. And I'm so grateful that I remember that I'm part of the collective. I'm so grateful that I have the relationship that I do with Spirit, so that when these things come up and they manifest, it doesn't stay as, oh no, woe is me. So let me tell you my story. My story this week. I got stories for days, I got stories for days, I got stories for days. So this week, for the first time in 2 years of working for myself, as a healer, as a counselor, as a spiritualist, as a creative, the first time in 2 years, I didn't receive a paycheck. You heard that right, yeah. When it was time to pay the taxes, when it was time to pay the expenses, personal expenses and business expenses, there was no money left over. For the first time in 2 years. And the first place I went was to work. And I just kept repeating in my mind again and again, there's not enough? I don't understand. Why isn't there enough? What did I do? What can I do? Why isn't there enough? Just repeating again and again and again, overwhelmed within, stressed, real stressed inside. And again, I say that I'm so grateful for Spirit, and I'm so grateful for my relationship with Spirit, because they reminded me of my basics. They reminded me of my pocketbook full of goodies, things that I've been collecting over the years, self-care strategies. They reminded me that I could journal. So I sat and I was journaling, and I found out all the things that I was feeling and all the things that I was afraid of in terms of this new experience in my reality. They reminded me that I can take a spiritual bath and I can infuse it with all my intentions, and I can speak over it, that I'm allowing and I'm receiving so much abundance, and that I can release the fears that I have around there not being enough, because there's always been enough and there will be enough. I've had my needs provided for so many times over. Even when there was like nothing, then there was a person that could help. Even when there was like nothing, then there was a home to stay in. There was a couch to sleep on. There's always been something. There's always been something when I really didn't have nothing to put down, 2 cents to rub together. Not one fathom, as my Nigerian people would say. Spirit reminded me that I could listen to affirmations and abundance frequencies. So I've been listening to them. There's one playing right now. I'm just gonna keep listening to them because I know that my vibration around money and abundance and wealth and prosperity, it needs more support at this time. Spirit reminded me that moving my body is really helpful, especially when I'm feeling big feelings, because it makes it so that the energy can move through me and it's not just trapped within. They reminded me that I could talk about it. They reminded me that I could create things like this video that I'm sharing now and whatever else gets created from this experience that I've had. They reminded me of my meditation practice. And I sat in meditation and then they whispered to me ideas of services that I can offer within my business that I'm not already offering. There is always opportunity and possibility when we shift out of the way. This full super moon in Aquarius, transiting Saturn in Aquarius, squaring all this Taurus energy, all this stability energy, all this energy around our resources and how we create security for ourselves is begging the question. Do you trust yourself to create the abundance that you desire? Do you trust life to help you create the abundance that you require? Do you trust spirit to follow through on their promises of you having the abundant life that you've asked for? And if not, what's standing in the way? There have been so many fears that I've been discovering. Old shit too, generational shit. Stuff that doesn't even have my name on it. Stuff that I inherited. You know how you inherit trauma? Yeah, you inherit narratives too. Stuff that I've witnessed in terms of witnessing people have a really, really hard time and stuff just go bad and bad and bad and worse. All of that came up. And then I had to remember my life. I had to remember my heart. I had to remember my experiences of when I didn't have and somehow eventually was provided for in some way, usually surprised way. Usually one that didn't take as much from me. Capitalism is a system that is built on the forced labor, the forced slave labor of indigenous and black and brown folks. It breaks the bodies of those on the margins. And it always needs more. It is never satiated. At this time, we are being asked to check in with ourselves. Are we feeling like we're just perpetually participating in a system, in a way of thinking, in a way of moving that is creating more and more of the same types of scarcity that we've seen in the larger collective? Or are we ready to check in to what we are capable of creating because of how substantial and massive and beautiful our souls are, our minds are, our imaginations are, our drives, our motivations can be when we team up with spirit. So that's my story. I really believe that every single one of us is going to need to check in on our individual needs and our individual fears to be able to shift through this and create something new for ourselves. Divine Alchemist, angels and archangels, ancestors for our highest good, spirit animals, ascended masters, we thank you so much and we welcome you in at this time. Thank you for being present with us when we ask. Thank you for guiding us and supporting us and helping us when we ask for support. Thank you for providing clarity at all times that you do. Thank you for bringing in signs and symbols and synchronicities when we least expect, when we're ready for it, or basically when we're able to allow and receive it. Thank you for being consistent even when we fall off from connection with you. Help me to channel a clear, concise, and a powerfully healing message for those in the collective on their ascension journey, on their healing journey, for those in the collective who are feeling financially strapped and strained right now, for those who are wondering what all is going to shift for them in terms of their abundance, for those who are wondering how their self-expression could possibly connect to their financial prosperity and their sense of security and freedom. I know that you all are living in an abundant frequency, vibration. I know it. I know that in the expanse of the universe, there is more and more and more increase. There just always is. You help us to remember that the universe lives inside of us. Help us to know that we are in this world but not of it. That we're gonna get to create things that we've never even dreamed of before, or that we've dreamed of but we never thought possible. Help us to connect to the parts of us that reflect you. Help us to use those parts of us to tend to the parts of us that feel wounded and broken and fearful. And of course, we welcome your support and your reminders and your care as well. The highest praise to our guides, to our ancestors, to the Divine Alchemist, to Christ Consciousness, to the Holy Spirit, to our angels and archangels. And the highest praise, of course, goes to love, kindness, community, stewardship of this earth. The highest praise goes to you all. The highest praise goes to us as well. We are all we are because of you. We are all we are because you exist. And you all get to express yourselves through us. Thank you for this beautiful connection that we get to have with you. Remind us of how exceptional and amazing and wonderful we are, and give us the humility to be able to be thankful to you, all of our guides, all of our ancestors, to be thankful to you, ascended masters, for going before us, and to also be thankful to ourselves for doing the hard work, for showing up when it was hard, for going deeper when we thought that there was nowhere else to go, and for believing in our dreams. So much gratitude to go around. I cannot thank y'all enough. And I also thank myself, and I also thank each and every viewer that is listening and watching right now. Ashe. Hey Capricorn, welcome to your reading. If you have a Capricorn Sun, Rising, Moon, Venus, North Node, this is the reading for you. Or if you're just drawn to the energy and the title of this reading, welcome. You can trust yourself. This is still your reading. We have You Are Good Enough. love this as an overall energy for this full moon in Aquarius for you, Capricorn. So as I was shuffling before I started recording, I was picking up from your energy, Capricorn, that this may be an uncomfortable time for you. Okay. This may be an uncomfortable time because though you Capricorn energy has a harmonious aspect to Taurian energy, so that Taurus Mars and that Taurus North Node, even though you may feel very comfortable in some respects with that Taurus energy, Uranus is also in Taurus. And so the systems that you've put in place and the beliefs that you have around how to create wealth and prosperity and abundance and how you're just going to work and work and work and eventually your hard work will pay off, gets shaken up by Uranus and Taurus. And then with the full moon in Saturn and with the full moon in Aquarius and Saturn in Aquarius, this energy is created of, maybe there's this belief of, oh, so I just don't have to work hard? I don't know what else to do. You know, it's like you just kind of want to like throw your hands up in the air, like, well, if I don't have to work hard, what's the point? And so I'm seeing that there is this shift. Yeah, we have the Four of Pentacles out first. There is this shift in what it is that you want to hold on to. We have the Knight of Swords. That instead of holding on to this old paradigm that hard work is the only way to get to where you want to go, there is this new possibility that you can work hard, but you can also rest. You can also wait until you're in flow to work hard. We have the Chariot, your sister sign, Cancer energy. You can wait until you feel like it. I know that might be hard because it might feel like you're never going to feel like it, but you just have to do it. Ooh. We have the Magician flipped out. We have the Eight of Swords. It's so funny. It felt like with the Chariot and the Magician, it felt like your energy was saying, nope, we got to talk about the stuff that hurts. Like, yeah, we know we're a boss. Yeah, we know we can create the reality that we want to, but we got to talk about the stuff that hurts, because otherwise we're just doing all love and light and it's sweet only, and that's great, but when I feel like this, what am I going to do? I hear you. And we have the Eight of Cups. So you're on a journey right now, and it may feel incredibly disheartening to be on this journey because you're not used to being on journeys that don't feel clear to you, or that don't feel like there's a syllabus attached to it, or even that you are the one creating said structure. It feels like a lot. We have the Garden, and it feels like a lot to receive. Like the Garden is the World card, and it feels like the universe is saying, Capricorn, you've worked so hard. You deserve so much abundance. Here, take it. And Capricorn's like, I didn't work for that. What are you doing? Go put that away. I'm gonna keep working because I know how to work. And this full moon energy and this Taurus energy, especially with Uranus, is saying, okay, you can keep working if you want to, but we're telling you that there are other ways that you can do this. It feels like you're on a journey to find out about these other ways. You're the Son of Knives. A lot of it is in your mental body, a lot of it is emotional, and it may also be reflected right now in terms of how you feel around money right now. It may feel very tight, like, well, if I can control the little that I do have, or the abundance, the much, whatever, that I do have, then I'll feel more equipped and more secure to embark on this journey that I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. You might not. You have the Nine of Sticks. I'm seeing a lot of fatigue. but also a lot of like a warrior type of energy. You have the Eight of Sticks. You're so used to fighting. You're so used to working and toiling. You have the Daughter of Baskets. But I'm seeing that, yeah, the Big Queen. This is the Empress. I'm seeing that you don't actually have to. Like, this is a huge shift for you to learn, and nobody can tell you this. You have to learn it. It has to be on the journey that you're on that you realize this deeply. I may just be one more voice saying the same thing that you know deep down. I may just be confirming, affirming, or watering a seed that's already there for you, Capricorn. This is a very big shift. Shifting from a place of you have to work and you have to do it all in order to even get this much, to let me do this much and Spirit will do the rest. Or let me do this much and I trust that life will show up for me. I trust in the abundance that is the universe. I'll still work, but maybe I'll work 60% and 40% I'll rest and play. And the universe will do the 40% of work that I didn't. And maybe they'll show out. Maybe they'll do more than I anticipated. Because I've seen them do it before. Or I just have a feeling that they might. Let me just see. That's what I'm seeing. Like you know what? Let me throw my hands up because I feel like it. But let me just see. Let me just see what this is about. Endings always come with new beginnings. Something significant is ending for you, and it is this belief that you are not good or you are not good enough, which is why you feel like you have to overwork and overgive and overdo. This is why you're so fatigued, because when we give from the places within us that are overflowing, we actually usually have more energy afterwards, or our body feels tired, but other parts of us don't feel depleted. When you're finding that you feel like wrung out, like some freshly washed laundry, you're just feeling like you're giving from a place that might be connected to wounding, it might be connected to trauma, or it might be connected to an insecurity that you're not good enough. You might be overgiving to try to balance some sense of inner karmic scale that you are deserving. But you know, another way to express that you are deserving is to sit and open your hands to receive. I will pause our reading here, Capricorn. I am so excited for this journey for you. It looks scary as fuck. I can feel the energy of it, but I'm so excited because you're just, I feel you feel so deserving. You feel so deserving. Let Spirit give to you. You just gotta open your hands and sit down. Alright, so if you are drawn to another reading in this series, you're trying to piece together some of these messages around the time of the full moon, I will see you very soon, and if not, I'll catch you in the future. Bye, Capricorn. Thank you for letting me read for you.